And welcome back. We're over at Brown Heating and Cooling, Brown Climate Care here in Stratford, and Tom Clifford joining me today, my old friend. How are you?
I'm great, thanks, Ed.
Good to see you as well. And here we are, we're outdoors, and it's an absolutely gorgeous day. However, things are going to be changing down the road, and this is where we want folks to make sure that when they do turn on the thermostat, that everything works.
Right. Well, it's hard to believe. Right today, it's about 23, 24, but it will get colder. So what we always tell people right off the bat, easiest thing to do and the thing we forget is to check the air filter. It's if you can't get air in and out of the furnace, it's not going to work. So that's really, really important. That's the first thing I tell people. The other thing I tell them, I could almost show you here. Well, we have a vent over here, but you should check your vent. He's showing it on the camera there. Just make sure you don't have any trees or leaves and stuff, because that can get in the vent and plug it up. So that's
what do you clean it out with then?
Well, you can just go by your hand, and if there's little trees, you have to cut it back. Yeah. Or if something gets caught in it, you have to take it out. Okay. So it's really important to check the vents. And the other thing, we don't have snow now, but when snow comes, you want to make sure the snow stays away from the vent, because otherwise it'll stop and you'll call me in the middle of the night.
Let's go back and talk about just cleaning your vents and all that, because it doesn't cost that much to clean those.
No, I mean, that's the other thing. Inside the house, once in a while, you should have a professional air cleaner in, because that makes a big difference. Yeah. And obviously, once you clean your air filter, clean your ducts, your house is going to be cleaner, and your wife will be way happier.
What's that smell? And we talk about this all the time. When you turn the heating on for the first time of the year, and then you can tell the furnace is kicking in.
Right. Well, that's what's happened. The furnace has been off. There's a heat exchanger that gets very hot in there, and you've got dust on it, like in my house anyways. Maybe not yours, Ed, but my house, don't tell my wife, but we have a bit of dust, and that dust starts to burn. And that's what you smell when you first started. And I mean, it happens every year, and it's nothing to be alarmed about. The only other thing, when you put a brand new furnace in, sometimes you'll get a bit of an oily smell, and that's just from the manufacturer.
Now, are there any tax breaks or anything new coming out that we can inform our viewers about?
Right. At Union Gas, and I just happen to have the form right here, they will give you, on a furnace, they'll give you $750. You do have to get an assessment on your house. The assessment costs $600 for the two assessments, but they give $550 back. The other thing, I don't do it, but they pay for installation, help with installation, windows, doors, hot water heaters. So it's not only for furnaces, it's a great program, and it's going till the end of December for sure. So it's something people, if they're going to do some... if your furnace is getting old, it's something to do.
When you say old, define old now.
Well, that's a good question. I think between 15 and 20 years. Some people say 10 years, but I think that's pushing it. The other thing you should do, if you haven't had it done, they say annually, but at least every couple of years, you should have your furnaces and your fireplace, anything that has a carbon related because of carbon monoxide, you should have it professionally checked. And, it's easy to put it off, but... it's really important. It's important for safety and efficiency.
Tell me a bit about the savings. If you do have an old furnace, converting it from the old to the new, will you get some substantial savings?
Absolutely. If you have a furnace that's, say, 20 years old and it's going up your chimney, it might be between 55 and 70% efficient. The new furnaces are all 92 plus, and they're just coming out now. They're just changing it. They're all 95% plus. Plus, you can save on electricity too, because the fan motors have a direct current instead of alternating current. And there are some real savings, but I think a furnace should last 15 to 20 years, and if it's serviced. And
have it serviced, because that saves, we were just talking about that earlier. Sunday night, you've got people coming over for supper about 6 o'clock, and that's when things usually quit on you. Yeah,
that's true. They want to break on the weekend. Our guys hate that, but that's part of our business, and we are available if people need us for that.
And you guys have got great stuff. How long have you been around for now?
I've owned the business since 1974. So I've got family in the business, my son John, and I tried to retire, but I failed. But I really enjoy this. Enjoy talking to people, and enjoy people like Eddie here. It's always great to talk to customers.
It's always good to talk to you. And before we let you go, what's the website if people do want to find out some more information?
Well, I had to ask John to get the right one. And I've got it written down. It's brownheatcool.com. And you can also go to info@brownheatcool.com. And if you want a phone, few people do. It's 519-271-1723. I know that one, Eddie.
And it's well worth the phone call. It's always good to see you. Thank you so much, Tom.
It's great.
Tom Clifford joining me. Eddie Matthews for Whiteman Television and the Stratford and District Chamber of Commerce.